Hello and welcome to a new episode of Humans in 5.
Do you ever sit in a meeting listening to one of your colleagues and think, whoa, they really know their stuff. They know way more than I do. I really hope I don't get asked a similar question because I won't know the answer.
Do you get flustered when one of your peers compliments your achievements and respond with, oh, hey, I just got lucky. I'm not as smart or talented as the other people I work with?
If any of this sounds familiar, you might be suffering from imposter syndrome. Psychologists Dr. Pauline Rose-Clance and Dr. Suzanne Imes defined imposter syndrome in their 1978 paper that looked at the professional confidence of women with PhDs and other high-level qualifications. They described these women feeling like they were imposters in their own fields, that they had ended up in high-level positions by mistake, that their success was down to luck and not their hard work, and that they weren't as clever or competent as their colleagues.
While you may have heard of this syndrome before, it isn't officially recognized in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, known as the DSM, which is used by mental health professionals. This may end up with people not speaking about feeling this way to anyone and continuing to believe that they're frauds when it comes to professional success.
However, a recent Twitter trend has helped a few people admit to feeling like an imposter. Recently, lots of academics started sharing a link to the Clance Imposter Test. This test includes 20 statements on how people feel about their professional success and whether they feel this way all the time, some of the time, or not at all. Specific answers add up to a score of 100, with 100 marks meaning that you are suffering from imposter syndrome.
Statements in the test include, I can give the impression that I'm more competent than I really am, and I feel bad and discouraged if I'm not the best, or at least very special, in situations that involve achievement.
Lots of academics took the test and shared their results with hashtag imposter syndrome. This caught our eye, as many of our peers on Twitter all had results in at least the 80s. I personally scored at 88.
And my score was 63.
These numbers are just one metric, and the issues with these particular tests have been pointed out in a number of publications. They're probably not capturing our perceptions about imposter syndrome all that well. But these scores and the broad sharing of them really highlight how common it is to feel like you're a fraud when it comes to your professional success in academia. It's especially frequent amongst graduate students, since people in these positions are often in an in-between phase of their professions, no longer experienced learners or inexperienced learners, but not yet qualified leaders. This is compacted by the competition for academic jobs and the slow burn nature of academia.
Recent work has also shown that imposter syndrome doesn't just affect women and certainly affects people in other fields than academia. Dr. Imes suggests that imposter syndrome may be higher among people who grew up in families with very high expectations, while other studies suggest people from particular ethnic backgrounds may be more likely to suffer from it.
So how can you tackle it? The American Psychological Association suggests talking honestly with your professional mentors, reminding yourself of your strengths, finding strategies to change your working routine, and remembering that, in the end, no one's perfect.
We hope today's episode hasn't made you feel like too much of a phony, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!